So, you, me, everyone. We went from hairy apes throwing rocks to arguing on the internet about pineapple on pizza. Yeah, that's the story. Let's go through the entire history of humans, but I haven't got all day. Around 7 million years ago, some apes in Africa looked around and thought, walking on two legs seems like a good idea. Let's try it. And boom, bipedalism. Now we've got hands free for important things like tools and pointing and telling other monkeys what you think of them. Fast forward a bit, meet Homo habilis, the handyman. Not because he fixed stuff, but because he figured out rock plus smash. Then comes Homo erectus, the overachiever. This guy discovers fire. Fire means warmth and cooked food, and campfire songs. Also, cooked food equals more calories equals bigger brains, which sounds great until you realise where that leads. Now this is where big brains meet bad decisions. Enter Homo sapiens. That's us. Congratulations. We show up around 300,000 years ago. Not the strongest, not the fastest, but we've got one killer feature. Imagination. Which is great, because we immediately use it to invent stories. And these stories, they're powerful. Hey, this invisible thing says I'm in charge. Everyone just shrugs and accepts. And just like that, we can cooperate in huge groups. Meanwhile, other humans exist too, like Neanderthals. Stronger, tougher, probably better at winter, the jocks of the Stone Age giving Homo erectus wedgies and stealing his lunch money. But brains beat brawn, and we outlast them. Why? No one's 100% sure. Could be climate, could be competition, could be we just talked more, yapping since 40,000 BC. Humans leave Africa, spread everywhere. Europe, Asia, Australia, eventually even the Americas. How? Walking. Just a lot of walking. No Google Maps, no snacks, just vibes and survival instinct. Also, we hunt big animals. Very big animals. Mammoths, giant sloths, basically anything that looked impressive. And surprise, a lot of them go extinct. Oops. For most of history, humans are hunter-gatherers, which sounds exhausting, because it is. Then around 10,000 years ago, someone looks at a plant and thinks, what if we stayed here? Agriculture begins. Now we grow food, which means more people, which means villages, which means taxes. We domesticate animals too. We domesticate the dogs. The cats domesticate us. Life gets more stable, but also more crowded. Now things get spicy. We build cities, create governments, invent writing. Enter places like Mesopotamia, ancient Egypt, the Indus Valley, and ancient China. We invent laws, mostly to stop people stealing goats. We build pyramids. No one really knows how, just don't ask and move on. We also invent money, which is basically saying, this shiny thing represents value, and everyone just agrees. Humans discover a new hobby too, conquering each other. Enter the Roman Empire. Big roads, big army, big confidence. Then Alexander the Great shows up, conquers all of the land, dies at 32, absolutely knackered. Then Genghis Khan arrives and just takes over everything, and now you're probably one of his descendants. At this point, history is basically someone builds an empire, someone else breaks it, on repeat. Humans don't just fight over land, that would be too easy. We also fight over ideas. Major religions emerge, big philosophical systems too. People start asking questions like, what is life? What is truth? Why is Dave like this? We get thinkers, philosophers, debaters, and also a lot of disagreements. Some helpful, some less so. And yada yada yada. Around the 1400s, Europe decides to explore the world. Ships, maps, and risky decisions. Christopher Columbus sails west, finds not what he expected, and this kicks off global exploration. Trade expands, cultures collide. Also colonization, which gets messy fast. Let's just say not humanity's proudest chapter. Then something changes. We start questioning everything. Science shows up and says, let's actually test stuff. We get the scientific revolution, then the industrial revolution. Machines everywhere, factories everywhere, everything gets faster. Life improves in some ways, gets harder in others. Also, pollution, which we will absolutely deal with later, right? 20th century, things escalate quickly. 2 world wars, global conflict, massive destruction. Then recovery. Technology explodes. Planes, computers, the internet. We go from let's send a letter to let's send a meme instantly across the planet. We land on the moon, which is honestly insane when you think about it. Like, we were throwing rocks not that long ago. Now, we live in a hyper-connected world. Information everywhere. Attention spans, not so much. We can talk to anyone, learn anything, argue about everything. We've built incredible systems, advanced medicine, artificial intelligence, and yet we still forget why we walked into rooms. Some things never change. So that's humans. From random apes in Africa to a global species shaping the entire planet. We built civilizations, destroyed them, built them again. We created art, science, and online comment sections. We're smart enough to split the atom, but still panic when the Wi-Fi drops out. And somehow, after millions of years of evolution, we've ended up here, watching a video about ourselves at 2 a.m. instead of sleeping. Honestly, feels about right. Wait, weren't we supposed to do something about the environment?